I am your friend, Percy. None of this was meant to betray you.
A horrible person being nice for 10 minutes doesn't mean that they've been, like, redeemed. Like, Snape in Harry Potter was never redeemed.
Always.
Maybe in J.K. Rowling's, like, twisted little mind he was, but for most people who have morals, he was not. And, like, Luke was never redeemed.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
He just lost. That's not being redeemed, though, of realizing that you lost and taking yourself out. But, and like, what's his face? Kylo Ren.
You know I can take whatever I want.
I don't consider that a redemption arc either, because even though he realized that he was wrong, because his mom died, basically, he didn't, like, fully, you have to, like, actually, you know, be Zuko.
Zuko here, but I guess you probably already know me, sort of. So, the thing is, I have a lot of firebending experience, and I'm considered to be pretty good at it. Well, you've seen me, you know, when I was attacking you.
Like, all that Kylo did was he showed up for 10 minutes and, like, was there to bring Rey back to life, and then he was dead and gone and goodbye. Like, he never actually, like, had to deal with any of the ramifications of his choices. And I'm glad that he fell into a hole, the most important part of the movie, and then just died, because go away. I don't care about you. But it is, like, those are not redemption arcs. It's just somebody who is being the worst person, they stop for 10 minutes. But that's not the same thing. You have to actually, like, do something that shows that you're redeemable or have any redeemable qualities. None of those characters did anything to say that they do. Mm-hmm. Like, they just stopped the, like, absolute, like, destruction and violence they were causing everywhere they went.
And I mean, it's so hollow, especially to, like, us millennials, because we have Zuko as a blueprint, because we have this amazing redemption story that, like, literally, can you think of a better one? Like, none of us can. If you were in the generation that watched Avatar live on Nickelodeon, you cannot think of a better redemption arc.
Even if you like anime, like a redemption arc on My Hero Academia, a popular one is Bakugo.
If you really want to be a hero that badly, there actually might be another way. Just pray that you'll be born with a quirk in your next life, and take a swan dive off the roof of the building.
He apologizes to people for how he was treating them, and he stops treating them that way, and things like, and, like, I still don't like him. I will never like him as a character because of how horrible he was for a long time, that I just, that's one of those things with a character like that, is that some people will never get over that. And even though he's much better by the time the show, like, ended very recently, you still, like, I still, like, don't want anything to do with him because of how bad he was. And that's part of, like, how people respond. Like, sometimes even when you realize that you made a mistake and you're sorry, sometimes that doesn't mean that they just, like, want to have anything to do with you anymore. Sometimes people still don't want anything to do with you, even after you say that you're sorry. And so, like, that was a good version of that. But, like, the other things that we just mentioned, they don't do any of that stuff. They don't, like, give people a chance to be, like, mad at them. Or even anything at all. They just, like, most of them actually just die.
Yeah. Well, and to, like, use this to bridge into Snape. So it was announced recently, there's a new Harry Potter project because nobody wants to work with J.K. Rowling anymore from the original cast. And they announced the actor who is going to play Snape is a black man. I haven't seen him in any other acting. This has nothing to do with his acting. This has to do with our analysis of Snape as a character, which is, like, if there is any character we are going to add more diversity into, because we know J.K. Rowling sucks at writing diversity, why does it have to be this character? Why does it have to be the character that, A, joins a Nazi organization, B, has a child that is so afraid of him that he is his boggart, C, tortures children throughout the books, and, I mean, like, there's more, of course, but, like, why this character? Why couldn't it be, like, McGonagall or Hagrid? Hagrid, we could get some nice commentary on, like, on discrimination there if we did it. Just kind of like how we're going to get interesting conversations about discrimination, Annabeth versus the Cyclops in our next season. So like, I'm pissed. I'm pissed that they're doing this because I'm pissed for that actor. He does not deserve this. And I know there's a little bit of agency in he's accepting the role, but like you can't really turn down a role.
Yeah, and there isn't. I know that there's like an official like media analysis term for this, but I don't know what it is, and I keep forgetting to look it up. But there is a term for like malicious. I'm just gonna call it like malicious diversity, and by that I mean like this feels very obvious to me that it's like J.K. Rowling knows that this is something that people say they want from her. And so she's giving it to us in the worst possible way. And so then when we're upset about Snape being black, she's like, well, you guys are never going to be happy no matter what I do. So I'm just going to go back to making all the characters white all the time. Or you like look at like the intolerant left is never happy. It's like that sort of stuff is the things that I know she's going to say. And it's like, yeah, because you're purposely choosing somebody that you know is the worst character. Like, there is an entire storyline throughout the majority of the books of this entire book series where literally everyone else in the book, like all of the kids, the other like parents, the like teachers at the school even, they all don't understand why Dumbledore hasn't fired Snape. And it is a storyline for multiple books, for like at least 5 of the 7 books that I can remember, that people don't understand why he doesn't fire Snape. Are you making the character who everyone wants to be fired, and nobody understands why because of how bad they're being to everyone around them, and then you try to do this reveal at the end to like explain why? Are you making that character black? And like not only like black, like a dark-skinned black man? Like, are you kidding me? You're making a black person be the character that everyone wants to be fired because they're bad at their job and nobody understands. You're literally doing a diversity hire storyline by making him black. And that's like honestly, that's like the nicest sort of thing that you can think about that happens with Snape. Like,
After all this time.
With J.K. Rowling, you're left questioning, how do you think Snape is a good person at the end? Because, like, it's very clear that for her, this isn't malicious compliance. This isn't like, oh yeah, I'm making the worst character. For her, she actually thinks Snape is great because she had her main character name his child after him.
She's like the people who are like, Calypso didn't do anything wrong, or Luke is a hero, and you can't tell me otherwise. He's not that different from Percy. And it's like, but like this book series is like, no, that's not correct. But like she actually like believes that.
If Snape didn't love Lily, would he still try to protect Harry?
No, he definitely wouldn't have done. He wouldn't have been remotely interested in what happened to this boy.
Finding out who J.K. Rowling really is as an adult, because so many of us, this was the first book series where, like, almost how we're talking about Percy Jackson, where we started analyzing media that way. Media meant for us as younger adults. And so to have the blueprint for that, for a lot of us, like, turn into this mess, it just feels so awful. And I want the franchise to die out at this point, just because, like, there's nothing she could say or do that's ever going to make it better.